I think, if anything, we can move on the additional holiday.
Don't let the holiday thing worry you too much. We've been kind of holding out on that one. Now, maybe that's a bone you can throw for us when the time is right.
So you'd move on the holiday then?
We've been working on an idea of an additional holiday on the employee's birthday. That way we wouldn't have everybody off at the same time.
I think it should be a reward for a good absenteeism record. If he's got a good record, he gets the additional holiday. If he doesn't, he doesn't.
We can't do that. It's like punishment.
A bad absenteeism record ought to be punished.
Look, I've been there. You hang a holiday out there like a carrot, and you've got a bigger emotional issue than residency.
I think you're on the right track with the birthday approach, but not tied to absenteeism.
It sounds as though we could take another look at the educational incentive.
I tell you, Ray, we just can't afford it.
What about City College? Suppose we made some kind of arrangement where our employees could take job-related courses free of charge. I really doubt if many people take advantage of those courses anyway.
They will if we give in to the union on the second stage of that demand.
Salary increases upon completion of the course.
Right.
That's out. Absolutely out. Even if we could afford it.
She's right, Sam. We can't move there.
I understand your position. Let's look at the no strike clause.
That's our proposal. Our committee is really under the gun on this one. The mayor wants it, and we've got to have it.
Give me your feelings about arbitration.
We have to keep the employees' appeal board. After all, it's written into the civil service system.
I wasn't aware they wanted to abolish the board.
Right here in my notes. Joe said the Employee Appeals Board has got to go.
Every time we start to make progress on this, they change their position.
What we'd like to do is give them quid pro quo. Now, if they will give us our no-strike clause, we'll give them binding impartial arbitration as a final step in the employee appeals procedure. But the board has got to stay.
Okay. Now, where do you stand at this point on wages?
We're here. We're ready to negotiate.
You can't negotiate what you don't have.
I hear you talking, but I don't hear you saying anything. Either you can move on wages or you can't. Now, your current proposal provides for an increase of 5% per year across the board. There's a pretty wide difference between your 5% and what they want. Now, what can you do on a 2-year basis?
It's hard to say, Sam. Now, we've re-examined our position on wages, and I think we have some latitude for improving our last offer. But this money has to buy an agreement, or we won't spend it.
So you could move on wages?
We could move some, a little, if it will buy an agreement. And that's where I think you can help us.
I understand. Now tell me about residency.
This is one hell of a problem.
We've all got a problem on this one. They're asking for a provision in their contract assuring them the freedom to live anywhere they choose. Now, personally, I'm not so sure that I disagree. But the city council is proposing a residency requirement that would make anyone living outside the city either move back in or face the possibility of being dismissed. Now, I'll tell you, Mr. Stone, I worked most of my life to get a home out in those suburbs, and I wouldn't like going back. Can't blame these guys, but what can we do?
The whole thing is a mess. Right now, about 30% of our employees live outside the city. If this bill is passed, we're going to have terrible problems with all our departments throughout the city.
Sure. I could write the best damn residency clause in the world and sign my name to it. But then along come the city fathers and legislate away my good faith. Now, how in the hell could we ever face them across the bargaining table again?
I'd like to talk with the union about this and about the other issues we've discussed.